Hello, this is a guide on how to rebuild your aces in the Unity Cup, as well as what you can be doing right now to prepare for the Unity Cup to improve your gameplay experience. And so first thing first, we're going to cover the stat line for Unity Cup. This is a reference stat line, therefore you don't really have to fully copy everything I use here. You can mix and match according to your sparks and deck, but the key point or the key takeaway here is that in Unity Cup, if you're building for CM4 Ace, one Super Creek plus Riko-chan should be able to reliably reach your stamina objective. Riko-chan is worth 200 stamina and 150 guts, approximately. You can use this as a metric, 200 and 150. This is not the exact numbers, obviously, but overall, she gives that amount of stats, and so you can build your deck around it. From now on in the Unity Cup, because of the new scenario gimmicks, and also we're just in a new, stronger scenario, we will be building most of our aces in the Unity Cup, and we will be spark farming in the UR finale. Yes, you heard that right. We are still going to be spark farming in the UR finale because it is easier to prune hints in URA instead of the Unity Cup. And in Unity Cup, you get skills from other ways. Anyways, regardless, we're going to focus on this one. In this case, for frontrunners, you can go bring Rice Shower Power card if you are not a Creek Haver and you have a bunch of stamina sparks. But do note that in the Unity Cup, if you are ever going to bring Rice Shower Power card, you will need stamina sparks. And by stamina sparks, we mean a lot of stamina sparks. The power card alone will not be able to carry your entire stamina, and Riko-chan alone will also not be able to carry it. And so you will need to bring a lot of stamina sparks. So yeah, this is going to be the metric for, say, if you have one SSR MLB, or if you have two SSRs MLB. This is just a reference. If you have stronger or weaker cards, just mix and match. Everybody has different builds, everybody has different sparks, so just adjust accordingly with how what your account has. 3 speed, 1 wit, Fuku, Riko-chan, these are basically pretty much locked, and it's just Creek. If you have more sparks, if you have stronger sparks, if you have a stronger deck, firepower, you can go something like this. Here is a reference for you guys. This is frontrunner build, 1200 speed, stamina, 850, 1 gold recovery, or maybe 2 if you're really scared of stamina debuffers, and then 700-ish power should be able to be carried by the tiny bit of power sparks that you bring on your Summer Zenski or whatever frontrunner. Guts is naturally carried by your Super Creek and also your Riko Kashimoto, and your wit, sorry for putting 1200 here, should be 800-ish. For most people, you should be able to hit these stat lines if you are luckier and you have at least one MLB SSR in your deck. One more thing to note before I move on to Pace Chasers is that for frontrunners in this in CM4, or to be honest in any CM, I would very much rather sacrifice medium S or any distance S for groundwork. Groundwork is more important than medium S for frontrunners and frontrunners alone. So the idea is that max speed, enough stamina, correct acceleration, and the last one for frontrunners is going to be groundwork instead of medium S. And groundwork is not going to be the luxury, medium S is going to be the luxury. Alright, so yeah, this is going to build the build for frontrunners. For Pace Chasers, we're going to move on here. For Ogre Cap, other Umas, this is going to be the build. If you don't have MLB Kitasan Black, we are going to bring a little bit more stamina sparks to beef up your stamina and free up your rounds in clicking stamina, so you don't have to click it as much. You feel me? So Super Creek is just going to be a Maestro bot, and we're freeing up rounds to click more speed. So if you are rolling, if you're on a high roll, you should be able to max speed. With MLB Kitasan Black, it's the same idea. You should be more consistent with this deck, and yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yes, it is pretty much the same, but it opens up a little bit more possibility in you bringing in Rice Shower Power card. But really, I don't really recommend you to go for Rice Shower Power card. at the first 2 days of the scenario, because you do need a little bit of more time to get used to using a power card in the new scenario. I personally don't like it, but she is not weak. You could go for it, but yeah, you mix and match, do your testing, and see how it feels. For 2 MLB SSRs, people with 2 MLB SSRs for like pace, late, and end, you can just still bring something like this. Having an extra SSR in your deck, most likely being a wit card, is going to help you get a tiny bit more wit, and your stat line is going to be a little bit more beefed up. But all in all, this is going to be what it should be looking like. Power Sparks, hopefully you can get a little bit more, because for frontrunners, they can sack power because wit is much more important to them because they need a pace up mode. But for pace chasers, late surgers, and end closers, doing something like this is going to be the standard. So yeah, that's going to be it for the CM builds part. One more thing before I go, I want to talk about the sparks and what you can be doing right now to prepare for it. Just now, I showed references on how you can bring sparks into your ace runs. So from now on, I think that power sparks in the Unity Cup is going to be much, much stronger. You will want to have heavy power sparks, for example, 6 power or even 9 power sparks, 8 power sparks in your lineages, in your account. And so you can, do crazy stuff in, say, something like mile races or sprint races. You'll be able to build freely. Here is an example of a Virgo Cup build. This is 7 stamina and 8 power. This is my stat lines with 2 SSRs. This was me 3 years ago back in the day on the Taiwanese server. And this was my ace for the Virgo Cup. So yeah, this is just to give you an idea of how you can build Virgo Cup aces and whatnot. Here's another example of me chasing for a high score with this deck in the Unity Cup back in the Taiwanese server. So this is chasing for max speed, power, and wit. I couldn't really quite reach it, but this was already enough for S+ rank. Yeah, one activity that you guys can do, I know you guys like to do it, is to chase for high score, right? Max speed, max wit, like speed wit Bakshin. I'm sure you guys probably had like a lot of fun doing it in the early days of ERA. And so yeah, in the new scenario, you could also go for this. You can now go for speed, power, and wit. If you want to chase for like very high score, I recommend going for more power sparks, getting like 15, 16-ish power sparks. If you can, obviously go for 18 power sparks, as many power sparks as possible. Clicking power Spirit Explosion, and then clicking speed and wit in the off rounds is going to help you hit the stat lines. And so yeah, in the new scenario, go have fun, go experiment with your new builds, experimenting with the new scenario gimmicks. The first week of any new scenario in Musume is the most enjoyable because you're still figuring out things and you're still trying to learn what doesn't work, and just testing, trial and error is part of the fun in Uma Musume. And I hope you guys can also experience what I once experienced in the Taiwanese server in Uma Musume. I hope you guys found something useful in this guide. If you don't know what to do right now, just go and farm for power sparks. If you already have like say 15 or 18 power sparks in your account, you'll be fine. Like just stock up on your like 8 powers or 7 power sparks, and that's going to be enough, right? Thank you all for watching. This is going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed the content, you can consider buying me a coffee. Link is down in the description. This is Charles of Victoria Frontier. I'll see you guys in the Unity Cup.